hold their no tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigeria is an investor-friendly country with a rule of law anchored on good governance and accountability.
This is our 13th year anniversary. January 9, 2012. A group of young Nigerians who are concerned about how the country is going at the time. 30 of us at the time decided to meet and probably say hold our destiny in our hands. And we thought that collaboration is the first step that we have to take. We have to come together and lend our voices to engaging the Nigerian system, especially as it concerns businesses.
Ease of doing business in Nigeria. I must admit that the choosing team at this very critical time is a testament to creating value addition to professionalism, excellence in entrepreneurship, honor and integrity, which are the virtues expected for various callings.
J9C being a group of young men, and maybe they are no more young, but then they started young, and they are contributing immensely to our country, Nigeria. I want to commend them for this singular effort.
Okay, what we are doing here is discussing reform. And in discussing reform, we need to understand that it's not every change that is a reform. And we should not be deceived when government comes with any program or any activity and they call it reform. A reform must be a fundamental change in the way any activity or program or policy or anything is being done. And when we are talking of economic reform, what we must have as a consensus is that it must affect the policies that affect the economic growth of the country. It must bring efficiencies, and it must lead to stability.
We're talking about business and policy strategy, but I think the key question here is really about the Business Facilitation Act, I believe of 2023, which was designed to improve the ease of doing business in Nigeria. And I think that would be the first question.
I think our keynote speaker today was quite an erudite speaker, right? He obviously knows his onions, and he treated the topic quite well. So to my mind, he's laid a very, very strong foundation for this panel. And so it's not just about reform, whether it's about efficiencies, getting better at what you're doing, having a vision, having a roadmap, or real reform. I think that's the other hat that we fail to look at, and that's actual implementation.
So you can have all the reforms. You can have the best of reforms in terms of fiscal. You can have the best of reforms in terms of monetary. But if you do not internalize your process in terms of businesses, then it all comes to a sham. Today, this is 2025, we only know the GDP of Nigeria as a country. We don't even know the GDP of our states. So how then can foreign investors pick which states to invest in? So because you need to know the states that are fast growing, you need to know the states where opportunities abound, either because they're probably growing slowly. You need to know the states where their GDP composition is skewed perhaps towards manufacturing or towards services. So that also speaks to data.
When I was invited for this conversation, I felt that two issues will play up. One, ease of doing business, and secondly, the reforms. There are basic reforms that confront Nigerians now that many people have commented about without digging deep into why they were in the first place made. And secondly, how each person, what role you need to play in it, and how you locate your prosperity within it. For every reform, there will be losers and there will be gainers.
God bless you.